Why on earth would Israel be targeting Palestinian civilians when it has been seeking from the get-go to evacuate them, to provide humanitarian corridors, which it has defended, even though Hamas has fired onto these civilians as they seek to flee areas where Hamas has embedded its terror infrastructure in these civilian areas, in mosques, schools, hospitals, and every second house when I was in Rafah that we saw. That is the truly...
How many houses did you see?
That is the truly...
How many houses did you see?
Well, many of them were destroyed,
well, how many
unfortunately.
Did you see? You said every second house. You saw
yes.
10 houses.
No, tens, so, plural.
10. Well, how many?
The fact of the matter
well, hang on, how many?
But Hamas
you said every second house.
Yes.
So how many did you see?
No, every second house.
How many houses did you go into?
It doesn't matter. Because,
it does matter.
Because
you've made a statement. You said every second house. How many did you go into?
The houses were
Give me a number.
Left there to
you know how
into.
many houses you went into?
Tens.
What? 10, 15, 20?
Piers, you're missing the point here, I'm afraid.
No, I know the point.
The point is that Hamas...
You've made a claim. I'm simply asking you to give me a number. Numbers are not your strong point. I know that.
I beg your pardon?
But I imagine you remember how many houses you went into.
No, we saw destroyed houses in the Rafah area because Hamas has been using these houses as part of its terror infrastructure.
How do you know?
Because they make clear
you just
their
said you went
tactic.
into them and you...
No,
you
never...
You said...
Again, you're putting words in my mouth. If you would listen, I think things would be a lot clearer.
Right.
Hamas have
so
made it
you know
clear...
what was inside houses, even though you didn't go inside them and they're all obliterated?
Well, you know I couldn't go inside them because they were booby-trapped by Hamas.
You didn't go inside them and they were all destroyed.
What I did
but you knew they were all full of Hamas stuff.
What I did see was drone footage that goes into...
Oh, drone footage.
That went into these houses that demonstrated...
So you didn't go into the houses, you didn't see any Hamas stuff in there, but you saw drone footage later.
Demonstrated
Supplied to you by the IDF.
Well, look, Hamas make it very clear.
You know, I'm sorry, it's just all flannel, isn't it?
You always take Hamas's word for it, so listen to what they say.
You wouldn't take your word for it. It sounds like a lot of old bullshit again.
Well,
Dave.
Listen, Piers, as I've dealt with this argument with Douglas Murray and now here today, this is about as serious as Dennis Rodman claiming that Kim Jong-un showed him a supermarket full of food. You know, I mean, I don't know what to say here. And it would be equally ridiculous if I went on some Hamas-sponsored tour and then came back telling you that everything they say is correct. Here's the bottom line. I have a much more clear, logical answer. The reason why two former Israeli prime ministers, including Omar, who is a right-winger, who was Sharon's guy. This is not as if this is some left-wing anti-war peacenik or something like that. The reason why two former Israeli prime ministers have come out and said that Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza is because Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza. The reason why Israel will not let journalists into Gaza is because Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza. And the reason why Israel is killing Palestinian civilians